Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Goosebumps HorrorTown playthrough. This is the final conclusion to the Trick or Trap, the update that will never die. It's finally ending right now, finally. Man, this year has been quite crazy, and we're going to be ending it off on a very interesting note. I might as well get right on into it, but before we do, like I promised from my other videos, we're going to be talking about the last three characters, the ones I've been really interested in talking about. Now, before doing that, I want to share this pop-up. This reminded me of the pop-up that we had back in part 2, but it's completely different, no longer the badass quote, but it's still kind of there. But we are going to be talking about our new sisters, the Curly sisters, Skelly, Boo, and Nightshade. So, we're going to go ahead and talk about each one of them one by one and give you a little bit of a backstory with their designs to make them kind of stand out. So, this is Skelly. Skelly seems to be more of the level-headed of the sisters, at least from what I understand. And yeah, debate on my butchering of the Spanish language, I apologize. Anyway, besides the point, she is very heavily expression when it comes to Spanish. And there's a reason for that. It's because of the way she looks is heavily inspired by a Katrina, which is the Lady Death, which is well known during the Day of the Dead festivities that happened in November in Mexico. It is a interesting tradition. I have yet to see it fully myself, but I have heard about it and I have seen stuff of it, and I know during Halloween they tend to kind of throw this out there, but anyways, this is her scary face, I guess. I'm guessing it's because she's more of a fancy death in the Mexican folklore, but it's, yeah, regardless of that, though, I might as well move on to something a little bit more better. Someone I kind of know, that is being the second sister, Boo. Boo, I would say, is more of a banshee of sorts. The reasoning of her whole yelling and screaming kind of deal, that's kind of a portrayal of the banshee. Although there might be more similarities to her design of what she's based off of, I'm heavily seeing an inspiration to, and this might just be me, but a few other people pointed out too, kind of resembles what Curly used to be back in the Tales to Give You Goosebumps, what he was originally looking like before they've changed and made him more cool in 90s. But yeah, I do like how in her scary animation, like, you get to see more of the mouth being pronounced more. I have no idea what the whole history behind it, but I guess it's this weird spiritual kind of like fire. The design's awesome. I love how each one of them has a unique look to them. Especially with the scariest sister of them all, according to everybody, and that being Nightshade. Now, Nightshade is certainly the more badass of the group, and her look is certainly very intimidating. But you might be wondering what her inspiration came mostly from. Well, that would be that of a band, actually a mascot of a band. That being Eddie from Iron Maiden, of all places. Not this particular look of the mobile version app that I just took from online. No. I think it's more one of the albums that they've had with Eddie having that kind of hairstyle. You'll probably see what I'm talking about. I think that's where they're getting it from. And she's certainly a very interesting character. She is really out there, and she seems to stand out much from the crowd. So much so that I've seen people already starting to do fan art of her. And again, I love bringing this person up when it comes to artwork because they do such great works when it comes to fan art with this game, and that being Playboy Vampire. This is his interpretation of Nightshade, and I quite like it. And yeah, I just wanted to share it with you. And I have asked them if it was okay for me to share this, and they seem perfectly fine, in fact honored. So I might as well share it and embellish you with some of the community's showing of all that stuff and more. But I think I'm getting on with it. Yeah, so without the rambling on again, I think that's pretty much all I'm going to be talking about for now. So we are going to go into the conclusion of the Trick or Trap update, And then we're going to be talking about something that happened in the middle of this update that, oh boy, you have to wait to see it to believe it. So as we returned off, we see both Nightshade, speaking of which, is scaring the neighborhood because, well, you'll find out why in a minute, because that was the last thing we had to do, is just get her shades, which, if you have her, is literally going to be easy to get, so might as well look at her a little bit more. And when we get into the dialogue for this, it's going to be quite interesting because we're just going to go ahead and pick up, let it load the trickery first off to grab it, and then click on Drool, and we'll continue on with his storyline to hear Bobcat himself describe to the audience of his brilliant plan to help his master. So we got our shades. Now let's go ahead and have him finish his skateboarding. So here we go.
The master needs a new trick. Some costume or evil object. A new curse for everyone in town. Something. Anything. Skelly and Boo are all over the city scaring. But the true spooky one is that Nightshade. Can't even look at her. Get over yourself, friend. Look at me, I'm Nightshade, just yelling at you, the man in park. Whatever, she'll see. Wait, those glasses. That could help my master. Something from his spookiest sister. Oh, I am a genius. Here I go.
Did you see that, Lily? Oh, the humans are so easy. Boo still has her touch, though. But wait until I get on moving. Oh, just 1 second. Who took my shades?
Ooh, this is not gonna end well.
Master, here, check it out. I brought something for you. These special glasses, I know they'll help.
Drool, thanks, boy. But a pair of these won't do much of a difference. Let's just forget it.
Hey, Drool's right. Maybe you can try the element of surprise I was talking about. Put them on, and then, when the moment is right, you'll strike.
Fine, I'll try. Stay here. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm just a normal human. Joey, the human. Could you tell me what time it is?
That is the worst disguise. That's worse than the stupid nose one.
Should I even ask how did that go? You hardly even tried. Whoa, who's that?
You better run if you don't want to die!
I don't know. Do you think she's pissed off? I don't think. Anyways, upgrade the Haunted Jack-o'-lantern, obtain the death mask, and sell a death mask. Now that I have Curly, this should be easy, but 3. Ugh. Yeah, have some fun with deciding what kind of music I had for the background. I couldn't use any copyrighted ones because I tried getting away with the spooky scary, but didn't work, unfortunately. But I could technically clip it out, but I don't want to because then that defeats the purpose of the joke. But regardless, might as well stick with it and just have no money be processed for that video, but whatever, it's a thing I'm gonna sell off. But anyways, we're getting closer to our final goal. This is what it's gonna look like near the end of it when it's finally upgraded. And we have about 2 more after this to deal with, and then we're done with the quest. But there's a lot more to this video than meets the eye, so don't worry about that. Ooh, there's a lot to talk about. Yeah, indeed. But what's interesting about when it comes to Nightshade, especially with this whole the last quest or dialogue we just seen there, Drool having the glasses was not part of the game's originally. I added that in there, hence why his shade's looking a lot more different than was presented in the game. Needless to say, I've been, as you can notice, been tweaking some of these to make it seem more standout-ish and making these videos a lot more interesting. Hence why they take a little bit longer to deal with, but that's what we can get for Also, unfortunately, I still have a bit of a cough. Not as bad as it was, but needless to say, it still wants to linger on and not let go. I think this is going to be a winter thing, unfortunately. And, yeah, we're going to have him come back from the dead to save me the trouble of trying to get these masks, because, let's be honest, it's going to be a pain regardless of that. So, 23 days. Man, it feels like it's been longer because of how long these videos are getting summoned from, far and from between. Alright, so we got, I think, what we need. Yep, so we just have to sell them and then we're all good to go. Which sucks because I think we need the death masks for our, Before I do that though, I want to show you, because I ended up clicking it on my off chance, so I might as well show you what it looks like. Although I kind of technically did, but you know. Showing you officially what it looks like in town. There it goes. Alright, let's click on this. Look at that. The pumpkin is getting bigger and spookier. Soon it's going to turn into a big, big boy. And, oh boy, 650. 6,500 of those. And still, it doesn't provide anything much. But anyways, let's find out what the music is in the background.
Hey, that tune! Is that Nightshade? I can't believe she's in town! She gives me the chills, and man, she rocks!
I'm running over my motorcycle kids who dare steal my things. Are you crazy? I'll burn this silly town to the ground.
Nina should get that temper check. Half of the city is running away.
Excuse me, is it true that Lilian's school is in town and Nightshade is teaching there? There's been some rumors. We want in.
Come with me, dear.
Everything will burn!
Woohoo!
At least she got her glasses back. Yeah, did you guess what it is? I think if you played video games or know about a blue fast hedgehog, you probably will get an idea of what that might be. Man. Ugh.
Maybe I shouldn't have taken those glasses.
Oh, you two, cut it out. You're a great dog, Drool. And you, Curly, with me and my friends' help, you could be the scariest monster in town. You just have to trust me.
What do you mean?
You'll see. We'll need to gather the gang. Enough practice. It's showtime! I have a perfect idea to shock your teacher and your sisters.
Count me in, Sonny. I need a win, no matter the cost. Even if it means killing my sisters.
Upgrade the Haunted Jack-O-Lantern again, animate trick-or-treating, and obtain the Book of Tricks, which is, if this is what I've been waiting for, because I need this as well. So, this is why it's important to wait. I was waiting to make sure that I'd kill two birds with one stone, because I'd need this book anyways, so I figured I'll wait until this comes up so that way I can just do it all at once, which is an ingenious plan. And I hate the fact that this is going to be the bottleneck for me, which is the stupid zombie candy bags. It's annoying, but, you know, knowing me, I've already gotten through with this, as well as other stuff. Man, we'll be done with this, and I'll be doing near the end of this video a quick review, like I did back in my last one for September's update to Haunted School. Because, quite frankly, I'm starting to kind of, want to get these out there and up quick, so... Like, for example, let's finish off the Curly story.
Okay, you're all soft as meat. Now I want you to stop teasing.
Oh, they will. Now off you go, Curly, my boy. Find out how to be the best monster you can be, no matter how the other monsters do it.
There's always a new way to be a spooky skeleton master. I can tell your stories. I know I'm just learning, but I too can take a lesson out of this, right?
I'll see about that, Drool. But yeah, you are doing it quite fine, boy.
Did you hear, player? You better get used to it, 'cause this dog is here to stay.
Drools.
Satisfying ending.
What a great ending it on the Homer Simpson impression. I only added that in there because it ended with a drool. Like, how can I present a drool effect, right? The only thing when you think of drool nowadays when it comes to cartoon characters is Homer's, you know, if you ever seen The Simpsons, it's been like 30-something seasons now. Like, Jesus. 21 days, so a few days later, and we got the sister pack. This is a new pack, and this is what in my game it looked like, but I'm going to also show you what it looks like if you were new to the game. But anyways, sister pack, we got that going. And let's go here, and there they are. That's what they look like. They're right over there. So, this is what it looks like if you were new to the game. It comes with all the sisters, so Skelly, Boo, and Nightshade, along with other goodies at the same time. Not as big and important as Curly, which will come eventually, because, yeah, they did something, alright. I will mention that next update. Halloween lights. So this was the next big crafting thing, and at this point I'm like, you know what, might as well. Why not? There's not like I'm going to do anything else with this, so I might as well spend it on that. So we got that going for ourselves, and of course we got our cool looking Curly card that started off in the beginning of the year. 19 days, and this is where I'm at. So I got 140 bones. I think that's enough bones. And I just need to get more of the Book of Treats and the scene, which is the haunted house. Which sucks, because this was one of the biggest complaints, that and the hogging haunted jack-o'-lantern that just hogged on the candies. It brings back the bad negative side to the upgrading of the Christmas tree thing back in December 2018 when the attack of the Christmas presents were a thing. The difference is with that one is at least when you upgraded it, you were actually getting something out of it in return. You were getting a improvement, an investment, something that you'd be like, ooh, I'm intrigued with this. I'm very special. I'm very excited. But with this one, it just takes all the candy and gives you nothing in return. It leaves only disappointments, you know. It's a shame. It could have been good, but no. Sadly, no, they didn't do that, which just makes people sad. Yeah, and clicking on that stuff because I have yet to do that book, which I think will be our next special one I'm gonna have to look into, which is the Please Don't Feed the Vampires, because that one's interesting of what they did there. Especially the added... Here's something new I want to talk about. What I've noticed. Some of the special books being added in there, they're not 100% what the event used to be. If anything, they are changed a bit when it comes to the story. Either they leave some things out, or they'll change it to fit the overall narrative. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, what you'll see in the upcoming Please Don't Feed the Vampire. If you remember when it came to Fifi's questline, Curly mentions how he hates dogs. With the addition of Drool being added, they changed it so to be, oh, I hate dogs besides my dog Drool, right? He's my buddy. But every other dog I hate, right? They had to clarify. It's like, yeah, okay, yes. So I got all the stupid teeth now, so all I need to do is get the one book, and then we'll be done, which is needed because, unfortunately, that's going to be needed for the last quest, which is, sucky! But you pretty much would have guessed that already, haven't ya? I'm also saving some of them because they're going to help me getting some of these, things, these candy canes, real quick. I call them candy canes, or zombie bags, but you get what I mean. Regardless, I really hate this whole crappy season. It's annoying. I hate it. I'm still waiting for that to happen. So, with this, when I click it, eventually, holding it on, there we go. with that, I should have all I need to get the Book of the Dead. That's a weird name to call it, but that's what they were calling it as. So this is what I got. A lot of treats, mystery. Yeah, all of it. Get it? This is what it looked like. Oh man, so good. So good that I'm getting irritated with the coughs. Book of the Dead. There it is. 100 every 4 hours. Look at that bony hand. 18 days. 19 days, 18 days, whatever. 19 days mostly. 18 and some other hours, but... And I almost got 100%. I just need to get this stupid thing. But there's going to be a thing that's coming up that is going to get me able to get the Jacko well. But not everything. Because they added some more things into this game that just made it really odd. And I'll bring those up and I'll mention them. Technically speaking, I've 100% of this event. Not really though. And I'll explain that in a minute. This is what that's going to look like. Real quick. Zoom in, zoom out. Give you a good idea. It's going to be a big boy. That's all you need to know. And sadly, that's not going to be the last time we have to do it. We have to upgrade one more time. So let's just dive right into our next quest line and end it off soon.
Guys, this is how we beat those monsters. Listen up. We have to fake scare ourselves. My friend Curly here will do it. Have you two lost your minds? If they realize we are cheating, those monsters will chase us to eternity.
But have you seen them? They're really scary. I don't want to mess with them. I just wanted some candy today. Don't be yellow. We can do this. Curly in his amazing costume sure can fake scare us in front of those skeletons.
I still can't believe they're buying the costume bit.
That's the spirit. Alright, let's get in front of the haunted house. Are you all ready?
Alright, so we've heard the plans, and now it's gonna be finally to see how it turns out. Oh, are you ready for this?
Here we are. Game face, Curly. Remember your old lessons. Use your guts. Drool, boy. Wish me luck. Here I go. Ooh, bloody humans, you will die. Ooh.
Oh no! Save me! Please! That's the scariest monster I've ever seen! I'm so afraid! All my nightmares came to life! I think... Oh yeah! I think I'm having a heart attack! Leave something for me! My eyes have never seen something so nasty and terrible! And the smell! It's the devil's bad breath! Oh, please! Make it stop! Terrible monster!
My god, that face. This is like the first time we're ever seeing a scared Sarah face. Jesus.
I want my mommy. I want to suck my thumb. I want to cry under the bed sheets. This one's much more horrible than those other skeletons.
Okay, you don't have to oversell it.
Look, Curly, I think it's working. Don't stop. Oh, I'm so scared.
That face.
I don't know if my sisters are believing this, but at least it's fun. Ooh!
The question is, will it actually work? So, get the Book of the Dead, which I did, fill a Scarometer, which is crappy, and, upgrade the stupid jack-o'-lantern the one last time. The final upgrade. This is not even the biggest one. No, it's already taking up the water. But nah, it's not big enough. Well, unfortunately for me, there's like 23 hours to this, so it's going to be real quick. What I mean by that is like literally like 10 hours later, like 10 hours left of this. And I already got it. So really, I just need to get much currency for this. During the, this is the pop-up, by the way, I forgot to show off during the Sisters Monster Pack that popped up later on. It's weird. I love these pop-ups being a little bit more unique than how they were back then, which is just a simple background pop-up type thing. A weekend has passed, and a weekend request has popped up, which is the Haunted Cauldron. And, again, another item I don't need. But I'm gonna do it anyways because... why not? Noises. Trying my best to not get pissed. I'm not pissed. I'm more pissed by the fact that I'm coughing. There it is again. It's annoying. This is why this is taking so long, because look at these coughing fits. It sucks. Literally 2 more weeks left of this, and then we're done. Then that time passed, if you can believe that. Because now I got this, and I'm happy. Finally, I can upgrade this stupid pumpkin. So I get that stupid thing going, and this is what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like a big. It's gonna go so big that it's just gonna basically take over the pond and then just annihilate it, just absorb everything. So with 12 days to go, we're going to finally get this done. This quest line is going to be done, so here is the final conclusion to this story.
What? I don't believe this. Is that Curly? I guess maybe we were wrong?
I can't even believe it! Brother, he has style! I would have never thought. But look at him go!
Oh, hermanito, I'm so glad he found his way to doing it. I was afraid he quitted his monster call. That Curly. He always has been skinny, clever boy. Not a fool's bone in that skeleton. However, I hope this doesn't affect my business.
Well, you know what they say in comedy.
Maybe it's better if we try somewhere else. I might ask that fellow later. Maybe he has his own school we can attend.
Well, you jinxed yourself there, Lilian.
Well, my first story didn't end so bad after all. Maybe this can be my new job, right? Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah, I wish it was a happy Halloween. Yep, and that's how it ends. A very sad note because of the fact that not a lot of people were happy about this Halloween update. Oh boy. But now we're done with that. We got 15 quests done, and now we can move on to getting this, the book review. So basically, you need all the scenes, and you get this just fine. But, that being said, now we fully upgraded the pumpkin here, and as you can see, it doesn't drop anything as of yet. But don't worry, because something new is going to be changing in a minute. Why exactly? Well, old me will explain. So I'm just making this quick video because there apparently is a new update that just hit. And oh boy, do I see it right now. One of the big things that seemed to have popped up was, if you notice right over here, apparently the 50 is now being able to move. And it looks like we're doing this again. Now, I believe what's going on here, and this is just a theory of what happened. I've been seeing a lot of reports this update that people, newcomers, couldn't play through this update for whatever reason. So I think what happened was they went quickly in the game to fix it, and this resulted in people having to replay this stuff again. That being the case, it's interesting to see how they ended up bringing back, what do you call it? That they're updating the level 50 cap, meaning that I'm wondering if they're going to be making new availability or something like that. I will see what ends up happening with this, but yeah, a very strange update. That's right. This game has updated their leveling system to 51 to going up to 53, but that's not all. They ended up resetting all of the dialogue that I have not done, that are not covered in the books. So I figured I might as well take this opportunity to show you the dialogue I missed during my case.
The mayor's agenda. Presiding over the city council demands a constant search for the ideal socioeconomic balance. discounts could generate a horde of demonic citizens running through the streets.
Mr. Garcia, I respect your opinion, but we need to guarantee the safety of the citizens. We aren't talking about an unnecessary expense, but a cost that must be paid for the good of the community. If the price seems high, I am sure that you'll be able to find room in the budget.
Alright, place some signs and whatnot. Mostly when it comes to this, this part of the quest stuff, I'm going to be mostly looking at, as you'll see here, I'm not even paying attention when it comes to some of this stuff, only because I'm only going to be dialogue only on the ones I've missed. The other ones I don't show off here are done in other videos that are like the Grim Plays or the actual videos themselves, like during my my other reviews covering all the books I've missed for the leveling system. That being said, I'm going to only be showing you, mostly when it comes to this one, it's going to be looking at, in particular, it's going to be looking at Mayor Johnson's stuff. I've talked about her before when it comes to her, how she changed, and you've probably seen her kind of talking how it was like, oh, monsters, whatever. This is a perfect way for me to showcase how that evolved, because literally I've already beaten the quest when it comes to the landscape thing, so it's going to go quick, and you get to see her mentality change at the same time. So she goes from a mayor that doesn't believe monsters exist to something else entirely. And as you'll notice, that thing popped up, and that is the candy stuff from the not the Halloween, but the Monster Blood event. That is because the next update we're going to see pretty much spoiled one of the books that's going to be popping in. And yes, I said one of them. There's more. It's as if I'm not backed up enough. They had to add more in there. Why me, Lord? God, Slappy, why you paint me like this? And if you've already played through all this anyways, then it's easy to get these points, and you just kind of click it away and you get all that stuff going for you. But yes, this part of the video is going to be looking at all the old stuff I've missed, and then I'll be talking about the glitch that happened. During this time when they did this, they ended up adding new things, trying to fix things, and it ended up glitching out at the same time. The reason why this was the case was because, as you all know during my video, a lot of people were not happy about how everything was landing at the same, when this whole thing came out. No one was happy about it. So this update tried to fix that, and in the process of that, they accidentally put in information about their next update before anyone else should have known it was coming up. And not only that, but it also glitched out so much times that they had not one, but 2 times they had to give an apology and give us something in return. In one case, it was a currency. The other case was money. And the money itself was actually quite nice. However, if you were replaying this and you did not have, in this case, let's just say, a certain statue that used to be on the promenade, then you would have the privilege of buying it, which is 50 cash. Oh boy. Doing that very well. But yeah, the small business, yep. I have to show this because this is where the annoying part comes in. I have to get these stupid, dumb drop rates. And, yeah, I'm just going to be talking over all this stuff because, like I said before, all this stuff I've covered previously in other videos, namely during the other points of my playthroughs. Like, you know, the new neighbor, new that, new this, like all this stuff I've already covered before, so this is a case of deja vu. The only thing I'm going to be showcasing or talking over are ones that I've actually not actually done dialogue for. And this might seem like a cheap off, but believe me when I say this is better for my sanity. So if you're curious about how I've done all this stuff before, just look at my other videos that talked about some of these the signs and whatnot. The benefits of this, though, is that you're going to see in other parts in the next event things that I've missed.
A mummy? Here? Alive? What are these ridiculous rumors? We are all adults here. Just thinking that some team members believe this rubbish makes me ashamed. But this absurd rumor keeps spreading, and several neighbors have already put their houses up for sale. I've reduced the interest rates on mortgage loans for 1 year to attract new neighbors to replace them. It seems that my urbanization plan is returning positive results. The real estate market is coming back to life, slowly but steadily. Good job, team! Thank you for your help and have a good day.
And yeah, get used to that. It's because this is the quest I was talking about, where everything just started to go more and more. Now, I'm not doing this one because I have actually talked about this in one of the videos beforehand. However, I am going to be continuing on the part 2 to this, so here it is.
Officer Ramon, have we received complaints from the new neighbors about a paranormal acts? Well, apparently, some neighbors claim to have seen a gang of gnomes destroy their gardens. Gnomes? I didn't see that coming. Yes, gnomes. That's what they said, ma'am. I need a coffee right now. Thank you for the report, officer. Good afternoon.
And here comes the next one.
Goosebumps are only for geese.
All right. I admit I was wrong. These strange beings that people talk about do exist, but we definitely cannot allow citizens to get into a panic. We need to come up with a campaign that makes people feel safe living here again. The campaign was a success, but we need to do more if we want the city to grow. And please, gentlemen, we must find a way to stop these testable monsters. Thank you and good afternoon.
And here comes another one.
Gentlemen, I have summoned you to announce that, due to the success of the previous campaign, we are going to repeat it. We will launch the Goosebumps Are Only for Geese campaign again, this time with twice the budget. We hope this will encourage many new families to come live in our city. Once again, the campaign has good results, but we can't let up on the issue of monsters. If we can't eliminate them from our city, there's nothing we can do to prevent the exodus of our neighbors. Thank you and good afternoon.
And another one? Are you getting annoyed yet?
A paradigm shift.
I can't believe it. It doesn't make any sense, but it's what the polls showed. 10% of new neighbors came to live here because of the stories they've heard. Apparently, the paranormal events were the deciding factor for them to move into the city. I really can't believe it. The population keeps growing despite the rumors circulating about our, eccentric inhabitants. Based on this data, the communication team is preparing a new survey. We will meet again when I have the results. Gentlemen, thank you all, and good afternoon.
And again.
Gentlemen, these are the results from the most recent surveys. 50% of new neighbors never heard the rumors about the monsters that inhabited our city. 30% knew the rumors but didn't believe them or did not give them any importance. And 20% knew the rumors and decided to move to our city as a result. It's hard to admit, but I think we have to change our attitude towards our monsters. The best strategy will be to learn to live with them while continuing to keep our neighbors safe. Thank you very much, and good afternoon.
Oh, it might be done, but it's not done yet.
Welcome to the City of Horror, where everything can happen. I'm not sure. It's one thing that there are people who are attracted to the stories on monsters, but it's quite difficult to make a campaign announcing that this is a city of horror. Alright, let's go ahead with it and see what results it returns. I won't deny it. The result of the City of Horror campaign had been surprisingly successful. In addition to the remarkable increase in residents, tourists has grown enormously. The loggings are full of tourists eager to witness a paranormal event. Thank you and good afternoon.
It will never end.
Due to the success attached with the City of Horror campaign, our team has created a new edition. This time, inviting all those who were inhabiting the city, whether human or monsters. The new campaign has communicated pieces in all state media. The index of residents who have chosen to live here with the monsters amounts to more than a third. And there are more and more tourists that visit the city looking to experience a paranormal event. The success in increasing our population was thanks to everyone here. Thank you and good afternoon.
Okay, finally we're done. That's all the build the buildings and you're good. Yeah, but you got to see her shift in opinions when she went from going like, this is so strange and weird and I don't believe this. And then she looked and go, actually this is a benefit. And then she just embraced it. So now she's like, yeah, I love monsters. Like any politician. Ooh. Are we back to be afraid yet? Well, don't worry. Speaking of that, I have some unfortunate surprises when that comes back up. Alright, the Orderly Intruder. Now, I've mentioned before that I haven't gotten to do part 2, but this is where we get to finish that as well. So, hope you enjoy that dialogue when we go into continuing the finition of that now.
Mrs. Johnson, we followed the track of oil until they disappeared into the cliff. We don't know how they stopped. Theirs as a rock is completely impenetrable. Darn! Excuse the outburst, officer. It's not your fault that you can't find them. We must reinforce the safety of the nuclear plant and find where the intruders hides as soon as possible.
You know what's coming up next.
Officer Ramon, the intruder couldn't have gone far. Surely if we comb the cliff area, we'll find more footprints. We must search the cliff to the south to where it joins the river. The prints couldn't have vanished into thin air. They have to continue somewhere. Trapped! We still haven't found the tracks of the intruders anywhere along the cliff. But we must keep looking. Those oil stains have to continue somewhere. Thank you and good afternoon.
This is what everyone feels like when they did this.
Mrs. Johnson, the experts have found what seems to be more tracks of the intruders on the cliff. Although it leaves oil stains, we still haven't found any footprints or tire tracks. We suspect it has managed to climb the top via some kind of aircraft. Very good, officer. We must continue with the research and find that intruder. Mrs. Johnson, the tracks has led us to the doors of an old refrigerator factory. We thought this factory was abandoned for more than 20 years, but it obviously wasn't. That must be where the intruders hides. Keep investigating and let me know about any news.
Don't you love it when you're actually doing all these quests and you finish it off and you just feel accomplished that you did absolutely nothing? It makes you feel great. Like, absolutely fantastic. Especially them talking about, oh, you should do, like, what? This is the pawn shop, is what it does. It's like, I know what the pawn shop does. I've been doing it for about 2 years now. 3 years, actually. There, right? And what's funny is, like, make $1,000. It's easy at this point now. Just sell one item. One measly item. It's like, oh, you did it. Oh, boy. You know what's weird? A selfish friendship. This had dialogue before in the beginning, and now it doesn't. So, this is what I'm talking about. The game is ever changing. So, although I might cover something here, just note that it may differ from you or just in general. So, this is just when it gets a bit strange. But we're done from that. Now we're going back into the Halloween updates. And as you can see, one of our biggest complaints, drop us something. Well, now they drop us haunted seeds. Oh boy, haunted seeds. Whoa, whoa. Oh, thank you so much. That was so worth it. So worth it. Sarcasm. Oh, yeah. Anyways, this is I've done that because that one was easy, but the other ones are going to be a little bit more difficult. Right, so we got this going on. There is a few more dialogue exchange when it comes to the mayor itself and explaining a certain character by the name of Mr. Garcia. And it gets funny because it talks about a certain statue and how that came to be. And I'll let the story kind of go on that. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and finish that off here. And then the rest is just going to be talking about the Halloween.
Mrs. Johnson, I want to thank you for taking care of the signage for the school zone. It's important that the prey... pupils arrive safely at school. Of course, Mrs. Marr. The safety of our young people is first on my agenda. Good afternoon.
Alright, so now we're gonna go and continue on with her story.
Mr. Garcia, I've been reviewing the budget for the park's beautification project. It strikes me that the provider that won the bidding is also the most expensive one. I suggest you reconsider the other options before closing the deal.
Uh-oh, Mr. Garcia is doing some shady business. It gets a little bit more obvious later on. At least the statue looks good. I'll give him that, but oh boy. Time to put in some stupid lamps and benches. And what's funny is that if the benches were originally in the park, you would have beaten it regardless. And yeah, I don't need these anymore, so I'm just gonna put them in my inventory and sell them off later off camera. But let's just finish off with the benches and be done. Here we go.
Eugene, don't you think the park is charming after improvements? How about we take a walk?
Sure, but I think there are more important things the mayor could spend our tax money on. The budget she allocates to the library doesn't even cover maintenance cost.
Come on, Eugene. You have to recognize that she's doing her job well.
And now I come to the end.
Mr. Garcia, I commend you for progressing so quickly on the Colonel Walters statue project. But it has come to my attention that the artist you've hired has a very high fee. And he has the same last name as you. Mr. Garcia, this is a difficult situation, but you've left me with no alternative. As a public official, you can't grant tenants to relatives or acquaintances. In addition, we have proved that part of the artist's fee has been deposited into your personal account. Mr. Garcia, you're fired. Thank you and good day.
Someone got fired. Place the park back. This is what I was talking about. Place the park statue just to get that. And you need two of these fountains. Why do you need two of these fountains? One's good enough. We already spent $50 on a stupid big statue. Isn't that good enough? Yes. So, if you remember during my other quest lines when I talked about there were dialogue when it comes to, say, every time you were done a level on a mission, it'll be like, hey, Shader, I got this thing. You want to sell it? And they're like, okay. And it's like, get the scene item a bunch of times and sell it to Shader, right? There were certain ones that I didn't get to do fully, and some I missed. Fortunately for you, the next update, I am going to be covering that, so that's going to be done. It won't be covered in this particular video, but it is going to get done and covered during the time. So, again, you gotta love this whole thing to just get it done. Just click and you win, right? Easy. And this is what I was talking about before. It's not fully done because now, fortunately for me, they added a new item. Fortune wheel. 20,000. Oh god, there's two 20,000s? No, they actually lowered the price for one of these items. But not only that, but it's actually going to be a part of a quest. And here's the thing, this is a horror wheel, so I already technically have this already. But it's not called a horror wheel, it's a fortune wheel. There's a difference. But it's the same bloody item. So, like, I'm going to go ahead and get this. And this is why it costs so much. It's 100 every 4 hours. That's insane for a drop. But it's what it is. It's whatever. But if we go back over here, as you'll notice, the Jackal Well is no longer... Oh, yeah, and they also added these two here. So that's fun. But as you'll notice... Oh, it downgraded. Now it's achievable. But that's not all. Because our last special weekend request is going to be getting this thing. So even the 1400 is not even worth it anymore. So 8 days left. This is what, if you were new to the game, this is what it looked like. If you were curious. So characters that originally weren't useful for the game, as you'll notice, like when it came to Skelly and or Boo, no longer are required. You can get Sam and sister Sarah, so that's interesting. But our progression, we got both of these, so now we have to wait on the harder one, which is Skelly's bracelet, because she doesn't want to drop it. She's not a guarantee all the time, so that's great. But yeah, as you'll notice here, Boo and Nightshade are both no longer part of the, like, they're part of the quest line, but they're not part of the 100% bundle. And I think it's because of the fact that it costs money, ridiculous amount, that getting 100% on is kind of stupid. So they're like, you know what, nah, they'll put it off to the side. We're going to try to fix this error. They tried but failed, but, oh well, at least they tried, right? Right. So, something else that got added, and this is going to be a big deal when it comes to the next update. As you'll notice, there's this weird tree here. It's a new tree. It's a new decoration. It's bizarre. What is this doing here? This is going to be explained next events, the next update in November. Because this is not the only thing they've added. They've actually going to expand the world. And I'll let my past self do the reaction to that, and I'll savor that reaction. But all you need to know is that they've added a lot more than just simple decorations and certain little doodads, like this weird flower here. By the way, you put these down once, and that's it. Literally, we put them down once, and then it's like, you can't buy any more for now. They will change that once it's fully there, but for now, these weird items that have no value or no property can be put down for no reason, and you get one. Get one each. What a weird design. But it'll make sense later. But not now, but later. Alright, so, finally got this. Finally did this. So now I have 100, now I'm good. Now I'm done with this, right? No, not really. I might be done with the prizes and the event, but I'm not done because I have yet to get the stupid well that they've added during this quest line. 1 week to go, and I have to get this stupid wheel and the well. Spoiler alert, I didn't bother with the wheel, and I'll show you why in a minute. Because eventually I'll even show you, be like, see? Same thing. So literally the same thing. Why do I need two? This is the only thing I need. But fortunately, I did get this. And I'll show you. Originally, I was saving myself up to get it. But they did add a special request. This, on the other hand, no. I don't know why this is here. It confuses me, and I'll show you why. So this is what it looks like, right? I'm going to go to my horror wheel, the one that was brought during the Horrorland update, which I'm surprised they didn't add that into the game, but look at this. Literally blends in. It's the same bloody building. Look at this. It's the same thing. The difference is it's just name a fortune wheel and gives you 500 of the scares. That's literally it. What kind of bull is that? But this is what I'm talking about, the Jackal Well. So this request, if you could get this within this weekend, you get this for free. Quote unquote for free. So you could focus your attention on getting that fortune wheel, which I tried to do, but I didn't bother with it. I'm like, you know what? I'll get this, and if I get this, I'm satisfied. Because technically, I already have this in my town. I don't care. Oh, Happy Scarer Eve. This is during the weekend. This is their sorry apology, somewhat, of giving you a discount on the bundle. Only for this weekend, by the way. Oh, but this is what I'm talking about. Hey, friends, Master Curly needs our help. I brought you this. This is their, I'm sorry I broke your game. Here, please take this. Please take this, 100 coins. Oh, but I'm sorry, you're not happy with 1,000? Don't worry. The Curloween pack, by the way, this is what it looked like if you ever gotten. If you didn't get these guides, this is what it looks like. It comes with the stupid fortune wheel, by the way, so that, like, what a deal, wow, look at all the stuff you can get. Like, I won't deny, if you're new to the game, this is like a good deal. Like, you get to build your little scary little thing, and, you know, the price. But, you know, if you've already bought everything, then it's like, you know, sometimes people just wants to buy this stupid character. They rather buy like $5 to buy a character, right? Rather than just getting, oh man, Skelly scared poor Curly. The nerve of them. Leave their brother alone. They've already made fun of them, so. Oh boy, this is gonna get on a while. By the way, I do this for comedic purposes, so me acting so dumbfounded sometimes, or just going, oh boy, you know, sarcasm, do it on purpose for the showcase of entertainment and to try to illustrate when certain things like this happen. Now, fortunately for you, this is the only time this year, I shouldn't say that, this is the last time you'll feel like this year, because the next two updates for 2020 are actually good. They're actually positive. They're like thumbs up worthy. So don't worry, this is going to get the only negative out of the bunch. But yeah, but that's saying a lot. And I'll be interested to show you what the whole end of the year pretty much shows off, because I'll tell you this, looking at all the updates they've done, surprisingly, the only thing, they've like had 4 maybe backfires, and the rest were like in green for some reason. Or not for some reason, but that's like a good thing. Like, I'll put it to you this way. Both 2018 and 2019, when it comes to events, had like some bad, like in the red, do not do this ever again kind of events. This year had none of that. They had mostly positive yellows, which is saying something. It's still not good, but it's better than being in the red. It's in like the light green going into yellow territory. You'll see visually of it when I get closer to like the best of 2020 review, worst of video that will probably come out. Originally I wanted to do it for like the end of the year, but I feel like for chronicle purposes I'll save it until I get closer to the end of the what do you call it, the special last event in December, because I feel like if I were to do it now, that would spoil some of my thoughts when it comes to the 2 I have yet to showcase. And yeah, I finally got this cool looking animated centerpiece, and there we go, I'm done. As far as I'm concerned, I have gotten everything new. I'm good. 12K when it comes to the candy things, and I'm done. Nothing to see here. The only thing I had to do was a stupid fortune wheel, but I didn't bother with it because that's a lot. That's like the extended prize. That's like the, if you're bored and you want to get something, then here you go to keep you busy. That's not like a prize you should go after. And yeah, so near the end, this is where I've kind of made my town look. I made it a little bit more interesting because I moved some stuff back. Conrad's place was usually up in the promenade area, but as you'll notice, I've changed some things up, and you might be liking where I've decided to put Curly's place. Yeah, there it is. The graveyard has extended itself, and I figured it's appropriate because Curly being the storyteller, he should be close to the promenade. So there it is. So he's next to Conrad. I love what I did there. So yeah, and I moved the stupid pumpkin right over here because I figured, you know what? I don't know where to put that eyesore, so it's just gonna go there for now. It's gonna be a reminder. And yeah, and as you'll notice, some of the things have changed, and if you've seen my, let's be honest, if you've seen my Haunted Halloween, you probably already know where everything is. And yeah, I'm hinting that the next update is Thanksgiving, which is a given. Last year, we didn't really have one. I mean, kinda, maybe, but not really. But yeah, we're going to Thanksgiving territory, so no longer turkeys. And yeah, happy Halloween. So during the Halloween weekend, this was the deal they decided to kind of advertise here. But that being said, there was one thing that they actually did do that, if I haven't, I should probably record this here. I think I have. If not, I am going to showcase it before I go into my review. But, like I've said before, they said this, oh, I'm sorry, we screwed up kind of deal. Here's some currency. Instead, they also said, oh, I'm sorry, here's some money. So, yeah, so there's that pop-up that will pop up eventually. If not, I have taken pictures, so I will show you what that looks like. Again, it's been a while since I've actually seen this, so I'm not sure when exactly this thing popped up. I thought it probably popped up before, but I guess not. And of course, because we're getting closer to the end here, I might as well showcase exactly all the spawns doing their thing before it ends, because afterwards we won't be able to summon these guys again until the update comes in and kind of changes otherwise. And it's you know, this update's quite interesting with what they did after the fact. I have a theory, by the way, when it comes to part 1 of event 22, because of how everything was handled, but yeah, I'll save that when we get closer to it. But overall, like I said in my beginning of part 1, this was a fumble, if anything. And especially since during the event, the other 2 events are going to come up and they're going to showcase, so they're going to tell the story. They mention how Christmas is not even the holiday they celebrate. Like, usually you see lights and decorations during Christmas. That's not the case. Halloween is the only time that I actually see townspeople actually go all out and decorate their stuff. So Halloween is basically their Christmas, which means you cannot screw it up. You cannot screw up the main big holiday, because if you did, then you get this situation. Like, the best reason why this was so bad and what really ticked people off was namely because of the fact that this whole thing rubbed people off the wrong way because it was on Halloween. And yeah, I only had 16. I didn't get enough for that, so I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm not going to get it, unfortunately, so sad face. But whatever, I already have a wheel, so 500 scares is not going to do me any good. Anyways, time's passed, and of course we're going to count down and see what happens after the fact. So, alright, and there we go. We won the season event, and like that, the season is now gone. So let's go ahead and see this. They won the season event. And, yeah, pretty much seeing Drool's face again. But you might be curious on what exactly it looks like if you were to, well, 250, unfortunately. No glitch. So you have to pay that in order to get it if you didn't get it. Oh well, I did. It wasn't a prize I would say it's worth 250 to tell you the truth, but it's what it is. But look at that, 300 and something of bones. I think that's enough bones, don't you think? Man, those were ridiculous to get. And yeah, so I can't really summon these guys yet because they're in the cooldown, but yeah, I can't do that. I could collect this. I don't know why, because I can't use this anymore. But there we go. That's literally it. And yeah. So, all that together and more, that's pretty much it. And, what can I say about this event? This update, this whole shebang. And, yeah, I'm just showcasing all the characters that are walk around that no longer drop anything because of this update's hitting. Right. Like I said, overall, this whole update, it felt like they've just missed the ball a bunch of times. Now, Curly technically still has quests because, you know, he has stuff that's not event-worthy. but animation-wise is hidden. Drew, on the other hand, yeah, he has nothing. He's kind of sad. So that will be the end, right here, the end. So we're done. So I might as well showcase something I've missed during this time. So I thought I've recorded this. I have not. And I will show it to you now before I talk about my review. As I stated before, during that, oh, we're sorry bit of certain thing, right? We're gonna give you whatever, right? Well, this popped up as well. Hey, Drool messed up Sator's quest while I was away. Sorry about that. Take this. We're going to need it. Basically, this was another apology for the, not so much the reset stuff, but no, the whole issue of what was going on with, long story short, a lot of people didn't know what they were doing because everything was locked behind. They couldn't do anything because they had to complete the sell me a scallop to Satyr. When you do that, everything gets unlocked afterwards. That's what this is for. The $50 is the sorry we screwed up, here you go kind of deal. And that will be that. Now, normally, I think the last time I did these reviews, I kind of did this whole, oh, here's this, here's my goods, the bads, whatever. But honestly, at this point, I think you all know exactly the goods and bads and whatever. So I won't cut to the chase. I'll give you the event card. This is what it is. So, long story short, this was our third event. Was loosely based off of the Trick or Trap story, and it's mostly focusing on Curly's lore. They did add a new cap to 53, and the sisters have gotten themselves actually fleshed out, ironically because they're bones, but... And the event started back in the 8th and ended on November 5th at 6 p.m. EST, which I got correct, which I was surprised with. The good of this event, from what I was talking to people and myself, was that the addition of the haunted Halloween items, which is not really saying a lot, story was unique with the new characters, namely, you know, Drill as a character being free, which is an iconic character for the, like most people who are Goosebump nerds will know who he is. Curly being added has many animations. That's the other thing too. Although he's unique, he is very useful, and he does break the events, as the next two updates are going to showcase, and I'll show them off when they get there. Or if you've seen the Crafting 101, you pretty much know. Curly's sisters having an official look and backstory was probably the biggest thing about this update that was really great. That we finally got these characters fleshed out, and I really did like them. And now let's talk about everything else, the bad. Glitches and fix patch to this event certainly was a very negative one, especially when people didn't know what they were doing or what was going on. The currency grind was bad, definitely so, when it comes to some of these items not really worthing a lot and others worthing more than they should be. The haunted house scene, that's it. All you need to know is the haunted house scene was bad enough. The haunted Jacko crafting was awful, and the biggest thing that I can see why is the fact that Curly being locked behind a paywall. And the reason why this was such a big thing was because this event was mostly focusing on Curly, and people couldn't play him because, like I said, you need to get paid money. And that doesn't rub people off the wrong way. Here's the thing. I get what they were doing. Some of the values for the packs, if you're new, is good. But here's the thing. When you're doing designs, especially when you have, when it comes to updates, first impressions are everything. If you notice how I was how I reacted when I saw the first impression stuff, that's a bad sign. You don't want people to go, oh god, no, when I first pop up something, right? Here's an expensive pack kind of deal. That no one wants to see that stuff. It's like, yeah, you can offer it to them, but don't pop it in their face because it gives off the wrong message. I know they didn't mean to make it seem like they were being greedy, but the way they handled this came off as that. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why this event was handled so badly as it did, in my opinion. Overall, this was probably, as of now, the worst Halloween update we've gotten so far, which is sad. because Halloween is a big event. It's a big holiday. We should celebrate it, not like go, oh, I'm disappointed. You know, especially this time of year, it sucks. I think a lot of people weren't even able to do Halloween or traditionally because of the whole lockdown that's been going on in life. But I digress. We're done with Halloween. We're done with everything else, and now we can look and be thankful that this event is done. We can be thankful for the next few videos are going to be all positive and sunshine and rainbows and no negativity whatsoever. Minor complaints, but not as bad as this one. So from now here on out, happy Grim all the way. Hooray! So I hope you enjoyed this last video, and hope everything, you know, all that stuff and more. I'll leave it at that. I think we've gone too far enough, long enough. I'm starting to slowly lose my mind as I'm talking, so I'm just gonna end it off here. Thanks for watching. Blah blah. Insert thing. You get it. Happy Halloween. Goodbye.